use as an excuse when he was late for science. Get humor from the best.
Alright, I tweeted the tweet on IM Games.
I'm gonna retweet it on IM.
And now I'm gonna go to my Twitter and I'm gonna first retweet it and then respond to it that I'm gonna be talking about this.
Whoa, Poopity Scoop followed me on Twitter. This cutscene's pretty exciting. I really hope the game lives up to this. Can't spend money on another bad game.
Alright. Here's my fucking masterful strategy that I've just employed.
Alright.
So, first on IM Games, I tweeted, about to stream Neo, neither of us has played it yet, and a link to the stream with a picture of the guy.
We are streaming right now.
Yes, I'm explaining this for everyone in the stream.
I wasn't sure if you were about to say, I just made all these retards click something, those fucking
Oh,
peasants.
I am going to say that, but they haven't clicked yet. So I'm telling this to the people who are already here so that they know what's about to happen. So that our proper fans actually understand what's going down here. Or at least in retrospect, because most of them probably aren't even here yet either.
That's true.
But when they watch this back in the video, this will be fucking hilarious as a way to start it. So I tweeted that, and then I went onto my main account, and I retweeted that tweet, and then responded to it, going to answer any questions about the @CrippledJesus boxing match proposition on my stream, live right now, @I'mWithDick, and I posted the stream link again, just to be sure. So, both of those will just be in my feed as, like, fully in... Because if I had responded this as a response to anybody, it wouldn't have shown up in the feed correctly.
You gotta make sure everybody can see.
And if either of them retweets or likes or anybody following the thread of my... In fact, I should make another response to the actual thread itself. Just saying, talking about it on my stream. Because, that way I can make sure all bases are covered.
And then everybody comes in here, and they're trying to ask about this Crippled Jesus thing, and you're just gonna be like, man, Neo's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll answer questions, but the questions, there's not much to say. Like, I'm just not gonna fight the guy. That's all there really is to it.
I'm hitting the button. I'm gonna hit any button. I've done it.
I'll fight.
And Mark says that he'll fight Crippled Jesus.
It's pretty cool.
Alright, talking about this conflict on my stream. I've posted that as a response as well. I want to know how fast Dick Masterson himself will see through the fact that I am just doing this as a ploy to get viewers to my underperforming live stream gaming show. But we got a Twitch Prime sub from Tommaso Choco Taco for the fourth month in a fucking row.
Tommaso.
I am on chat now that I've explained my ploy. We've got 42 viewers already, so we're doing fucking... We're swinging pretty alright out the gate. It still says we're playing Deus Ex, so that might have to change.
Life display off. Key display off. Damage display self. Damn, there's a lot of settings.
So, okay, here's one thing that I've learned from studying Twitch the last few days about how we can possibly accrue more views on these fucking things. Because we always just title... Oh shit, it's That is Kajoro Bitterthorn with a Twitch Prime sub.
Fuck
I know
yeah.
that name from my Discord, I think. So.
They've been around. They've been around for a while. Good to see they're still here.
Alright, I've got our information updated, but so what I realized is we've always been marking our category as like whatever game we're playing, and then the title of our video is just the name of that game is games. But when you actually go to a category on Twitch, all of them are like descriptive titles of what kind of playthrough it is. It's always like first playthrough or like the name of the streamer or something.
Are
like,
you telling me titles on Twitch matter? Like titles on YouTube matter?
Yes, they do. Kind of. But they're not like YouTube titles, where YouTube titles would be like, you know, like a comprehensive analysis of Neo, or like Neo better than Dark Souls. It would, like, on Twitch, it would be something like you wouldn't even put the name of the game in the title. It would just be something like first time player, or like you know, play for review. So I figured that probably the best way for us would be first playthrough, I Am Games, and then in parentheses, Digibro and Tommy Oliver. Because there's a chance that people will just see our names who know who we are and don't know that we do a Twitch stream, and will just click on it for that reason.
That's true.
I'm giving everybody in our audience, this is the learning process. It's funny because on YouTube, I'm used to making videos that explain YouTube inside baseball and mechanics. Like, I make a lot of videos explaining like how to make good thumbnails and titles and like how to exploit the algorithm. But like on YouTube, you construct that into a video. On Twitch, it just makes sense to explain it in a live stream because it is a live stream platform. It's a very fascinating world to be entering. It's a different type of performance art, in a way, than a YouTube video is, or even a podcast. Especially with the audience involvement aspect. What are we looking at right now? What's going on?
I'm just waiting to start the game. I'm not sure if we're waiting for people to jump in or if
we already have 51
focus.
viewers, so...
Here we go. It's happening.
Hell yeah. This fucking camera is kind of blocking my view, though. I'm gonna see if I can move it closer. Yeah, okay, that looks right. And now I can see. I think that's where it used to be, but we had like a 3-week break at the end of at the leap of the year, and
shit got fucked.
Mime thinks, says, wait, can't Jesus just heal himself to not be crippled? I think he did that in the Bible.
I said that earlier and I got no response.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry.
Before we left for GameStop, I was just like, I said that, both you and May, nothing. I'm like, oh, I guess that wasn't that funny.
You probably just weren't loud enough. Or I was reading a tweet or something.
Philosopher's Stone. Getting some Fullmetal Alchemist shit.
Digi, what do you have to say about Sean saying, I can't see it ending with just drawings, referring to you?
Whoa.
That's pretty fucked, man. I'll have to fucking take him to task for that.
You haven't watched the episode.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen the episode yet. I'm like episodes behind on the Dig Show. But I mean, Sean does not know anything about me, so...
I wonder if the story matters in this game, so I'm not paying attention.
I think it's pretty basic ninja shit. You know?
I guess we are. We're in samurai shit right now, right?
Well,
is he a samurai or a ninja?
I don't know, but it's Team Ninja, and I mean, they have never written a good story into a game ever.
I mean, you got me there.
These are the people who brought us Metroid Other M.
Look. That game had some cool dodge roll things from the video I saw of it. That looks kind of cool.
You can't skip the cutscenes.
Well,
and they are constant.
That was a mistake. Tower of London. King William I. I thought we were in Asia. What are we talking about Europe?
CopX Digiboy asks, now that you hit 10k on YouTube, what's next? Also, new Tales video since the first one hit 25k. I definitely want to continue the Tales series. It's not going to be my first priority. but the fact that it hit 25K means I have some assurance that people will at least eventually watch the video. But we've just been trying to figure out, like, what is a relevant game that we can talk about and people will give a shit. Like, my GameCube videos were the best games writing I've ever done, probably, in terms of just, like, raw reviewer kind of shit, and just nobody's in the market of watching a video about a GameCube game. This is literally that Dark Souls opening cutscene where you wake up in the cell.
I think I woke up in the cell.
Yeah, this is literally the same thing as the start of Dark Souls. I guess they just were like, you know what? Let's just be clear about our influences. I mean, we're trying to attract this audience. Oh shit, you can fucking punch through walls though, so that's new. Well, I guess it was in Dark Souls 2, but that game sucks. This looks cool. I like how fucking beefy you are.
I can run. I'm like a real boy. I don't know what's going on.
It's funny because he's got a very anime aesthetic, but it's like, you know, like seinen anime, like you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been trying to figure out like what game is just the right balance of like relevant and like relevant to an audience and relevant to our interests. Because our interests are pretty divergent. We like stuff that is very old or very you know, a lot of the stuff we like is just already talked about a lot. But I don't think Neo has been plumbed to the same depths as, say, Dark Souls has, and I don't know if that's just because there's less to say, or if people just don't like it as much because it's not like, you know, they just like Dark Souls more. Not necessarily that it's better or worse. I mean, a lot of people like Dark Souls for the narrative elements and like the world building and shit, and like I don't think Tom. I guess what I'm trying to say is that we have the unique perspective of Tom does not give a fuck about Dark Souls at all and doesn't even like it. But he loves Team Ninja games, so sort of our approach here is, you know, does this bridge the gap enough between the two styles that somebody who doesn't like Dark Souls would enjoy it? And, like, since so many people have talked about it in relationship to if it's as good as Dark Souls, this would be a very different take, you know? So that was the inspiration behind going out to buy the game. It's only $25. We split the cost because I've also wanted to play it, since I am a huge Dark Souls fan.
So we'll probably both be playing this game for the playthrough as we go, if we stick with it. Alright. I need a shirt.
Needs to be ninja for ninja suffering. Do you think he's more of a ninja or more of a samurai?
I guess we're gonna find out as we go, alright?
I mean, like, a samurai would be specific. Like, a samurai is a very specific kind of thing. It's like, if you're just a guy with a sword on your belt, it doesn't make you a samurai. You know?
You gotta be, like, honor boy and, like, have a code and...
Well, I mean, that's, like, a very romanticized version of it. I was thinking more like you have to work for a feudal lord and probably fight in a war.
Thinking about the narrative elements of what makes a samurai character. This guy started out in prison, so who knows?
It's really funny because my first exposure to the concept of a samurai was I read a book called The Samurai when I was in like 4th or 5th grade, or maybe middle school. I was pretty young to be reading like, not to say that it's like a very adult book, but it does tackle a lot of like dark themes of like, you know, violence and prostitution and shit. And like, it was written by a Westerner, but he was trying to give like a very realistic portrayal of you know, what samurai times were actually like, and like how samurais were by and large a bunch of fucking assholes. And like there's a lot of, you know, Japanese media that deals with the samurai in that lens, but like the westernized idea of the samurai up until a certain point was that it was like, oh, honor codes in Bushido and shit. So like that ultra romantic view of the samurai, I kind of just skipped right over it by my exposure to them having been like a book that was trying to be a gritty, realistic take. So it definitely is way the hell faster than Dark Souls.
So far, at least.
You just generally move a lot faster. And you have more combo potential. I mean, in Dark Souls, it's just... There's... I would hesitate to say that there are any combos in Dark Souls. You know?
Makes sense.
Digibro, what if he can wave dash and L cancel in his wheelchair? Are you scared of Crippled Jesus chain grabbing you? That's fucking hilarious. Digi, I know you're great with visual novels, but have you or will you ever play the Danganronpa series? I'm not interested in Danganronpa because I just don't care for the aesthetic or just like the style of story that it is. Mark played Danganronpa, right?
Yeah, I played the first one.
Do you want to give us a game review?
I had fun.
Yeah? You liked it?
It was easy. I beat it in like a day, probably, maybe a day and a half. It was, you know...
That's probably why so many fucking people have played it.
Yeah,
because it's so short.
Like, you can pick it up. It's kind of creative the way that the battles are working out. I mean, the story is just edgy. I had fun for how long I played it for, and I bought it on a Steam sale, so it wasn't like I regret spending $5 on the game. I probably wouldn't play Danganronpa 2 because it just seems like more of the same thing. But I played
forgot
it like
I had a
2
stamina
years
bar.
ago.
By forgot, I mean I didn't know until right then.
Phoenix019 says, Neo Yokio is my favorite anime.
I mean...
But written as, you know,
yeah,
Neo.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Well, Neo isn't relevant anymore, I think. It's still pretty relevant because this game was successful. A lot of people enjoyed it, and it's getting a sequel, I think this year or next year. Right? It's got a TBA on it, but they announced they were going to do a sequel to it. So, I would say it's a good time for like a now that the dust has settled kind of look at it. Will you buy and read the new Boogie Pop novels? Absolutely. I've literally read all 4 of the ones that were released in English. Well, I'm halfway through the 4th one, but like in the last like 2 days, I've just been reading them out loud to May, like just walking around the house and reading Boogie Pop. But I'm not going to talk anymore about anime because this is a fucking game stream. We talk about only video games and fighting cripples on this particular stream.
What is that but a game?
Huh?
What is that but a game?
What game?
Fighting cripples. What is that but a
Oh.
game?
Yeah, what is it but
At the end of the day.
I thought you said, what is that fighting game? I was like, what?
My favorite fighting game, Fighting Cripples. I don't get it.
Cripple War.
So I was trying to fuck these guys up. Oh god, we got 2 guys.
You said in the GameCube videos that the GameCube had a slow start, so why are you surprised when the same happens to the videos of the released titles? No, I knew. I didn't expect it to get a whole shitload of views. I didn't expect to do all 3 of them back to back either, but I just really wanted to. Like, it was purely a passion project. I was excited about it. It's like, the GameCube games they're really fun to write about because the games are all pretty short. Like, they're not overly long, but they're just complex enough that there's a lot more to say about them than I would have to say about, like, a Super Nintendo game, you know? So, it's like the era where games started to get kind of complicated. But they hadn't yet become, like, every game is going to be a fucking 25-hour goddamn story-driven cinematic nightmare. Oh shit, I just realized Tom's gonna hate this game because it's definitely gonna blindside you if you don't play alone while concentrating with headphones. Hashtag immersion. Do you ever play games that way? Are you ever a headphones gamer?
No.
The idea of playing video games with headphones is like totally baffling to me. Not only because I don't like wearing headphones, but because I don't really like game audio that much. And I know that if you want to really be good, you have to do it that way. Like if you want to be like a Call of Duty fucking superstar, you gotta be able to hear the footsteps and shit. Or I guess I should say Counter-Strike. Probably a better example. Digibro thinks he's too good to beat up a crippled retard. Oh boy. We got 78 viewers right now.
It's pretty good. I'm about that.
Digi, you talked about The Escapist, so do you watch Zero Punctuation, and if so, what do you think of him? Very big fan. Yahtzee is one of my favorite just internet people. Cause like, I mean, I love Zero Punctuation because it's hilarious and just very well written, and like, I'm like more into writing in videos. We were just talking about this in the car, or rather, I was ranting at you about it. By the way, how is this treating you so far?
I'm digging it. I mean, the thing that I dislike about it the most is the thing that has most common with Dark Souls, which is the stamina.
Yeah. It really feels like just like watching Dark Souls sped up. Like this area looks like something in Bloodborne or even Dark Souls.
I like how it's running at like higher than 30 FPS. I'm not sure if it's 60.
Yeah, it looks that element of it definitely is something it has above like console Dark Souls, like, because they fucking frame limit that shit on consoles.
There was an option, because you didn't see when we started, there was an option to set it to cinematic mode, which capped it at 30. I'm like, why would you ever willingly do this to yourself?
It is really fascinating that they would offer the option. I mean, I could easily see the Japanese developers like having heard all those American companies, like, because there are stands for that shit. You know what I mean?
Right. It looks more cinematic if you run it at 24 FPS.
Yeah. Do you know what a stand is?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, there's people who are like, oh yeah, it is more cinematic though. And it's like, I could easily see a Japanese developer going like, well, if there's really a crowd that believes that, there's no reason we can't give them the option, you know? Like, it's not unreasonable. And then it kind of makes you look at it and you go, well, shit. Look at this, American developers. They gave us a fucking option. So how about just if it's so important to you that you have this as an ability, how about we have both? Oh, what? It's just more expensive to try to make it 60 frames? All right. A hardware can't run it, and you don't want to make a PC port? All right.
You did. I don't know what to do before I did it.
But yeah, anyway, I was saying that I'm a big fan of Yahtzee's writing. I've read his books. I watched his Let's Play show. Played some of his games. It's all good.
I don't know if there's a downside of cranking, but where'd that guy come from?
Actually, I'd say Yahtzee was a big influence on my decision to try to like pursue so many different avenues as a creator. Like the fact that he was able to have a book in stores, it's like, huh. It's not too late for this to be possible, you know? Mordecai Mordecai 7 says, Crippled Jesus is just standing up for his beliefs by moralizing, but I don't think his arguments could withstand your foothold in moral philosophy. Oh, fuck. Oh boy, we're up to 93 viewers. I'm glad they all got to read that. What's the plan for your main YouTube channel this year, Digi? I don't really want to talk about anime on the game stream. I'm trying to avoid it. I'm only willing to talk about the inside baseball of the I Am Games stuff because it is the I Am Games and it's relevant to this brand. And therefore, in some strange way, is talking about games. But we're really trying to like get the branding of this under control so that it's not the Digibro Q&A hour as it tends to be. People just seem to see me reading chat and they just don't even ask Tom any questions sometimes. So, ooh. Now this is something you wouldn't see in Dark Souls. Are you locked into this?
Yeah. Man, talking about real places is weird. Dude, England's bad in this game.
Apparently Shield Hero is generating a Goblin Slayer-esque outrage.
What is it?
Shield Hero.
What the fuck is that?
You haven't heard of it?
No.
It's been a popular manga light novel for a while. It basically is just like Goblin Slayer, like a kind of edgy isekai. Except it's not a native isekai like Goblin Slayer was, as people called it. Have you heard that one?
Yeah.
No, it's a proper isekai, but the idea is that the main character warps to the other world and there's like he doesn't realize it initially, but there's a conspiracy against him because like the 4 great warriors that are like it's like 4 people from our world are summoned to this other world to be like the greatest warriors, and they each have a different representative weapon, and his is the shield. And like they basically meme him out of like his ability to like be seen as a powerful like knight. They're like, oh, he's the shield hero, what can he do? And then like he gets accused of like attempted rape and all this other shit, and like he realizes it's all framing him. Like for whatever reason they're scapegoating him for some other shit that they're doing, but like because of the fact that nobody's helping him on his journey and he has to start from level 1, he like has to figure out everything by himself while being like a fugitive from society. So it's extremely edgy, but you know, you're following like the good guy. You're like he's a nice guy, but like the tone of the light novels is that he's just constantly swearing and like being pissed off. He's like, all those fuckers, they're all trying to fuck with me, blah blah blah. But then he's like the nicest dude, you know. I read some of the manga and it was okay. I was enjoying it. We got a Agent Orange 1128 subbed with a tier 1 sub for the 4th month in a row. Said, I Am Games is the best stream on Twitch. Keep it up. Fucking thank you.
Yeah.
That's the highest praise I think we've ever gotten for this.
Maybe he doesn't watch a lot of streams.
Grungy Coffee says, Nioh is my 2nd favorite Souls-like game after Bloodborne. So there's some people who like it even more than some of the Souls. Tom is a true gamer. He doesn't need auto-lock, you pleb.
Got another one.
Have you been using the lock on at all?
A little bit, but most of the time I try and just do it free aim. Usually, there are some times where we're fighting in this game in a small room. That's when I'll use the lock on because it's easy to lose track of them. I don't know if I've been here before.
Is this true? Apparently Mumkey went on InfoWars?
Whoa! Oh my god, I'm so jealous if he did. If that's true, oh my... That's all I want.
That's crazy.
Is to talk to Alex Jones.
I wonder if it's just for like martyrdom at the cause of, because like now that
I mean they're buddies. They're buddies in arms now, right? They both got fucking permabanned.
Yeah, and like now that what's his fuck is doing like the Patreon alternative shit, like now that that's becoming like a big right wing talking point. Like,
sir. Look at my hat. Dude, I'm an aesthetic clusterfuck right now. What am I? Look at this dude. What is happening? He was so cool looking. But now I'm just like, I got this weird hat.
I'm sure there's probably like a complete armor set for each of those, but you don't have all the parts for it.
I guess not. But this is the beginning of the game. So like the loot you're getting is obviously like relatively controlled. You'd think they'd give you like something aesthetically cohesive.
It is pretty fucking strange.
Oh, I did want to mention the great thing about this game. There was no install. It just started.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't need my menu open all the time. I don't know where I'm going, if I'm going the right way anymore.
Digi, how the fuck are you still a Yahtzee fan in 2019? Has been doing the same shit for so long that you don't even need to watch his video anymore to know his hot take. I never gave a fuck what he had to say about the games at all, though. Like, for me, it's just to listen to the funny jokes and the writing style, and, like, it to be about something relatively relevant to me. But, like, his taste in games is so... First of all, it's extremely straightforward. Like, he only really likes a certain type of game. Like, well, I won't... That's a bit of an exaggeration. There are certain styles of game that are, like, more off the beaten path that he's into. But, like, if he's gonna say, like, a game is Game of the Year, it's always just gonna be, like, a 3-act structure, regularly paced, like, cinematic game with some, at least, somewhat unique controls. Like, Half-Life 2, Bioshock Infinite, Prince of Persia, like, these games all have the same, like, style of narrative. So, you know, yeah, I can literally tell you what Yahtzee's gonna think about any game before I hear him say it. But, like, the appeal is just that he's funny, and his videos are entertaining. Now, granted, I have not been keeping up with him anymore for the last, like, almost 2 years. I haven't been, like, up to date on his videos. Every once in a blue moon, I'll just binge watch a bunch of them, because they're 5 minutes long, so how fucking far behind can you really get, you know? I've never watched any of his live streams. But, I was a fan of his Let's Plays at the time, but you cannot go back and listen to them because they're always about current events. On the subject of wearing headphones when playing games, Media Soak said, "Porn games I wear headphones just for virtue of not wanting to disturb people surrounding me. Even though I live alone now, the headphones are just part of the mood."
What is backwards?
You ever watch porn with headphones?
Very rarely. I usually rarely.
Zelk said, "You don't let the sounds of Rance's heroic rapes fill your living abode." Weak.
Alright, well I went all the way back to the beginning. I guess enemies respawn in this game. Because, I was just like, well if they're guys, must mean I haven't been here yet. But I guess I fucked up. God, stamina sucks. I say as I have a stamina bar in my game.
Digi battle rap about Crippled Jesus when? I would definitely rap battle him. If he wants to rap battle, I'm down. There's an entire universe of difference between a rap battle and a fist fight, you know? Are you two looking forward to Sekiro? I certainly am. I mean, I'm not going to get, like, overhyped about it, but I'll probably buy it at launch because, I mean, obviously it would be a great game to talk about on our channel. We have 111 viewers right now. Yep. Good old controversy.
Yeah.
Although it could also be that maybe our title is more effective, maybe
we'll
playing
never
a
know
game
now.
that people actually give a shit about.
We'll
We'll know
never
by
know.
next stream, because we're going to keep playing this game, I think. You're enjoying yourself so far, right?
Yeah, I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
It's no Devil May Cry. It's fine.
Tom and Digi can tag team Crippled Jesus one wheel each.
Oh, God.
We got a Twitch Prime sub from Core's Name is Too Short. I don't remember hearing the notification for it, but
I didn't hear anything.
yeah.
But thank you.
Tom, how has your coding podcast with Munchie helped you with your game?
Not a whole bunch, just because my game is in a different, like, it's not actually programming. But, no, that's not even true. It did help a little bit, because reverse engineered like doing functions. I figured out how to do functions in the engine I'm using, so I guess that helped. That was pretty cool. I don't understand what's happening. I feel like I'm just going around in circles.
Tom, when was the last time you played a game and thought, fuck thin good? For me, was Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition. I assume you mean fuck this good, not fuck thin good. Although the N and S keys are very far away from each other on the keyboard, so I'm not even sure.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I've never really thought anything about thin good, so... I like getting harder for some reason. Man, these shrines really make it...
Here's a question for Tom. Would you fight a crippled retard?
No, probably not. The enemies just respawn.
This is my favorite stream we've ever done. Well, apparently Yahtzee uploaded every zero punctuation from 2018 as one video, and it's 4 hours long. So I guess 52 times 5 equals 4 hours. Answer 4 hours. Can you make a video series about Game Boy Advance games? At least think about it. I would, except that it would go exactly like the GameCube series. Nobody is playing the Game Boy Advance in 2019.
God, this hat is really killing my vibe. Like, I almost want to just unequip it. Alright, these enemy respawns are ridiculous. Is it every time I heal, everybody respawns?
That's how it is in the Souls game, so probably yes. Somebody was just commenting about it.
So that I've been fucking with my progress because I've just been going where people are, but I've been healing, so I've just been respawning everything.
Phasmaneko says, I came because Tom fucking pinged me on Discord. Did you add everyone?
I added everyone, yeah. But I said that we were doing a stream later. I didn't say we were doing it now.
Tom, please start using the lock-on feature. This looks painful.
I mean, I haven't had a problem.
I think it just makes people uncomfortable to look at.
Oh.
I mean, you don't gotta do it for a reason such as that.
Gotta give the people what they want. Alright, I'm gonna go back through these doors. No. This was the way I unlocked it, so I'm assuming this is probably...
Digibro is like the Boondocks grandpa and Crippled Jesus is Stink Meaner. If he can con me into murdering him, then that would be the case.
That's what this is.
But luckily, I looked at his challenge and I went, "Wait a minute, I'm white." What does Tom think about Mode 7 graphics?
They're cool. There was no real... I guess there was people doing similar stuff, but there was no big Mode 7 push on Sega Genesis, which is where I spent my 16-bit days. So, it doesn't have as much of a nostalgia hit for me. That's cool.
So what games are you still going to be streaming? Neo and what else? Did you drop everything else? I have no idea.
We probably could use a more, like, concrete schedule. God,
honestly, like, playing the games the way that we were doing it, where we were switching games, like, between play sessions, it just makes it take a really long time to get through the games. And, like, for instance, when we were playing Spyro, we did 2 whole sessions and we weren't even done with the first game, and it was kind of like, well, fuck, the game's not going to be relevant anymore by the time we fucking could get around to reviewing it at this rate.
That's why I play games all day, every day, forever. Fortnite.
I think that there were times when we were in the mentality that we were gonna spend more time when we're not streaming playing the same games, but like we just don't really have that kind of time for this particular business venture.
Right.
So yeah, so I think it's likely we'll just keep playing Neo. I mean, I think it's at least a 20-something hour game, so it's gonna take some time to get through.
Especially since I don't know where I'm going. I haven't been out here yet. Maybe I'm going the right way now.
Also, Tom, rid yourself of the darky hat by going into the settings and turning visible headgear off.
Ah. That's... Oh god. Oh god. Fucking stamina.
Tom, have you played Hotline Miami and its sequel?
No.
Neither have I, but I now have them, or at least I had the first one for free because I did the Twitch Prime thing.
Sick.
And I got the Messenger, played a little bit of it, wasn't that interested, TBH. It just didn't feel... I mean, it could just be that I was playing it at too low of a level, and that maybe it like really gets fucking crazy, and I know it has some kind of... It has like a skill tree, but just like it didn't feel as smooth as like Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight did, and it made me feel like I would rather just play that game all the way through, you know? Grungy Coffee says 20. Ahaha, try 100 plus. I mean, is it that there's 100 plus hours just to beat the game, or that like there's 100 plus hours to see all the content in the game? Also, how much of that time is dependent on how difficult you find it? Punkhead Stefan says it's 60 hours just for the story.
Oh no!
Is that like baseline? Like for me, each of the Souls games took me like 20 to 25 hours. Like, so is it longer than a Souls game, or is it just long because it's hard? Like, because some people are like, oh, Dark Souls is a 90-hour game, and it's like, if you suck, then yes.
Well, another reason not to play Dark Souls. This is where it came from, right? It came down here.
MeMate says, I have no idea why you guys, amateur Twitch streamers and gaming YouTubers, want to actually play the games that you review when professional Kotaku journalists don't even give a shit about that.
He's right. What are we doing? We're doing it all wrong.
You just don't have the branding sway. If you have a big enough organization behind you, you can get away with publishing anything.
Wow. Clean. I will say, like Bloodborne, this game has very satisfying hit connection. When you hit something, these guys.
Would you guys play Vanquish or Metal Gear Revengeance? We have played Metal Gear Revengeance on this stream before. We didn't beat it though.
Dude, that was a sick dodge.
You got like more than halfway through, I think, though, in just the span of
yeah.
2 hours.
Oh no! 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 I gotta heal my face.
Though, like, half the fucking length of Metal Gear Revengeance is just trying to beat the final boss. At least it was in my case.
I think I beat him on the second try.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn. You ever beat it on the highest difficulty?
No.
How long to beat says Neo's story is only 35 hours. So, there you go.
Great helm. Oh, those look like good names for things.
Listen to the Hotline OST once and you'll want to play the game. Believe me, I've heard the music from it plenty. It's used in a lot of places. Also, I've listened to Perturbator's albums. They're alright. What about Chrono Cross? Did you guys abandon that? Honestly, it seemed like it was gonna take like a million years, and Tom was like kind of lost and had no idea what the hell was going on, and the chat was always complaining about it being boring. So, probably for now. If you are good and always find the way, Neo is probably 40 hours, says Waldo666.
His big heavy armor on now.
I wonder if anyone had sex on that couch. Do you mean this couch?
I don't want to know the answer, because I know it wouldn't be me.
We'll just say not since it became an I Am Games couch.
Well, that doesn't make me feel any better.
I've had sex on this couch. We've had this couch for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Or probably like 5 years. So.
Has Best Guy ever helped Tom or Munchie with their coding? He seems like he would be a good senpai.
No, but we have talked about looking at some of the code stuff he's done. We just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Will I Am Games finish a game in 2019? To be continued.
We did finish games in 2018, so. We finished Spider-Man. We finished Shinobi. What else did we finish? I thought we finished the third game.
Pancakes with Crater says, oh, I thought he meant like finish making a game.
Oh.
But I guess he probably did mean finish a game as in play through. Last one we did was Deltarune, I think.
We did finish Deltarune. I don't know if that really counts, though.
Did you don't let the 106 views go to your head? And remember your roots. I don't want to watch a movie where you get big and fall from grace and realize you fucked up and you're gay for Tom, aka Bohemian Rhapsody. Did he fall from grace? I haven't seen that movie, but I didn't know that Freddie Mercury had ever fallen from grace.
Yeah, he died. Pretty sad little death.
Damn, I didn't even know that. But now he's like looked at as like a fucking hero who has movies made about him. It's like Oscar Wilde. I've always been terrified of dying like Oscar Wilde. Persecuted for just being myself and dying at 44 because I was just in a bad prison cell.
A lot of famous authors die young and poor.
A lot of famous authors die.
Oscar-
All of them do.
Oscar Wilde straight up fucking went to prison for being gay. Because the guy who he was fucking like ratted him out. Or something.
What happened to the guy?
I don't know. I don't know if he just like I think the guy might have been like 17 when they had first like started fucking or something like that.
Oh, well.
So that might have had to do with it. I don't even remember if that was the case though. I just know he went to prison. Like one of his charges was just homosexuality. Like it just was illegal in England at the time. And he got like some kind of bad disease while he was in prison for like 2 years, and then he just like died in a fucking shitty ass shack living with like his aunt or something. They had taken all his money. Fucking terrible.
Lesson of the story: don't be gay.
Yeah.
It's too late for us, but not you, children. How is he still alive? Oh god, you do the bow.
In my ongoing saga of wanting to beat all the good Dark Demon Blood games solo, I recently beat Dark Souls 3. It was a good time. Good job. It's a good game. It's probably my favorite game. This is I agree fully with this exchange. Forsaken Air said, "Is Munchie a young Asterios, or will he surpass him?" To which Keyblade Spirit said, "Munchie has already surpassed Asterios." Hard agree.
Yeah. Alright, I have a full, almost full armor set now. But my stamina sucks balls now. So.
Promote your shirts when you have so many viewers. Oh shit, you're right, Tom. Bring your shirt up into the camera.
If you want to be games too, get the I Am Games t-shirt.
In the description.
It comes in black, white. You can get Ninja Suffering shirt.
Yeah, you can get the shirt that says Ninja Suffering. No one has bought at all, in spite of the fact that everyone says the meme.
Right.
Doomer shirt.
And the Doomer shirt. Has anyone bought the Doomer shirt other than Mark? Mark bought the hoodie. And it's the greatest hoodie of all time.
Nice.
Unironically, I was terrified of the hoodies because they're so expensive, but it is unironically the greatest hoodie ever. They're like really comfortable. The hoodies are of a higher quality than the t-shirts are. Not to say that the t-shirts aren't of a wearable quality, as we wear them all the time on I Am Games. I might not be wearing one right now, but I am Games. Check it out. I got the whole fucking PlayStation on.
It's a brand deal.
I am a human PlayStation.
Got him. I killed the first boss. I've been dying. This game's definitely easier. Dark Souls. Look at this guy. This guy looks pretty cool.
Karakeys1 says Munchie is a purebred Chimera Ant King. He is a god among otaku and men. Even though he's not an otaku.
Fourth dimensional consciousness.
Whoa, this guy is fucking... This guy's about to... You know what I'm saying? Saying he looks like the guy from Disturbed.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't look like him that much, but he is bald. And angry.
It's because he had a hood on with glowing red eyes, so he looked like the Disturbed guy and the Disturbed mascot at the same time.
Oh, who's the gimp dude?
That was the boss. Oh no, I gotta fight. That wasn't the real boss. This is the real first boss.
How does Tom feel about this game?
I feel like I'm about to hate it more, because this is probably when it's gonna get cheap and gay.
I don't know, he seems pretty easy. He's doing some pretty basic video gaming moves.
I don't know, that one hit pretty hard.
Just gotta watch out. Watch his animations closely. He's already fucking on his ass.
Living weapon.
Press the... Oh shit.
Whoa, what's happening?
Oh shit,
What is
dude.
happening?
Get him. Get that boy.
Whoa.
Is he fucking dead? Is that it? He still had like 3/4 of his life bar. I guess that's all you had to do.
I don't know, maybe there's gonna be another part of the fight now. Maybe it's just a cutscene.
Will we ever get the It's a Sprite t-shirt back?
I know they did take it down. I don't know why they took it down, but we'll have to find out. Whoa, he took my slut. He took my spirit slut.
What is the first video game character you masturbated to? I don't know what the first was.
Well, I got shot.
But I know that when I was young, I was fucking jacked off a lot to, I think her name's Lynn from Fire Emblem. She's
the OG one for the GBA?
Yeah.
The OG American one.
The main girl from the, like, the starting part.
Oh,
she was okay.
Definitely remember masturbating to girls from Soul Calibur 2.
Literally all of them.
What is happening? I had a spirit, now I have like a feather from her or something. This is weird shit. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I do. Where do I go?
Quick, Tom, blame it on the frames.
Nah, frames are good so far. A long journey begins. Oh no.
I wish I had read this right at the right moment, but Tito Kazim had said, "Is that what we call a cut scene?" You get it? You get it?
Unfortunately.
Get it? Yeah.
Well, I look like a pirate now. Now I really look like Geralt. Look at that. That's a Geralt-looking motherfucker.
Yeah, I told you, it is silver hair.
No, it's
Is it just like lightly blonde?
it's lightly blonde. It's like, you know, bleach blonde somehow back in the 1600s or whatever the fuck this is.
Hey Tom, why is Izumi named Izumi?
Her full name is Izumi Seiko, and it's like one of those like cute shonen names where all the symbols kind of could be read as something, and it means like it could be interpreted as like Little Quiet Ninja.
I see.
So
that's adorable.
that's the thing. I work with my buddy who knows Japanese. I'm like, I want to do one of those shonen names. We kind of grinded through it for a few days.
This guy says, Digi, do you find Midna sexually attractive? No. Midna is fucking repulsive, and I don't understand how people are attracted to her. You know who Midna is, right?
Twilight Princess?
Yeah, what do you think? Not at all.
No.
She's gross. I've seen a bunch of Midna porn, and I'm always like, why?
I don't think she's gross. I just don't think she's attractive. Whoa, what is going on? Choose your preferred weapon. Sword, dual sword, spear, axe, or whatever the fuck that's.
Right, I always forget this game is like mission based. Like, it's not an open world game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's a point in my book. That's dexterity +1.
Just a sad picture of Mario and Bowser carrying Peach away in the background, and it just says, "He took my slut," in all caps.
I don't know why that's so funny, but it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
That Midna take is literally the worst Digi has ever had, WTF. Wait, there's Midna porn BRB. Rolo says Midna is disgusting furry bait like her whole game. Is she furry? Like, she's not even a creature.
She's like a monster.
She's just a weird thing. Midna is just a clear example of, like, people will sexualize anything vaguely feminine. Or I should just say anything vaguely humanoid. If it has a face that can show emotions, then it's going to be fucked.
Suck a cock.
This is
That's, in fact, that's what people... I think I just figured out how to distinguish furry from bestiality. Does it have an emotive face? Like a human emotive face. Like, because that's what people, like, that is what the humanization is that you are looking for emotion. You are looking for the relatability of it. And for some people, as long as they can relate to it on any level of humanity, it does not matter the other traits of it. There you go. I just explained furries, finally. Fuck. It's taking me so long.
Should I use the cursive, whatever the fuck, the sickle thing? Or dual swords? That's what I'm thinking about right now.
Should I use the Kurt Cobain?
The Kurt Cobain?
What has Mark been playing recently?
Nothing.
With myself.
Yeah, Mark hasn't really been playing anything since giving up on booty calls.
I signed up for an online class.
Oh yeah, Mark's playing the game of learn how to make cities and what was the other class?
It's
a Python class.
Or we're gonna be a Python homie like the rest of us?
Yeah, we're gonna be a Python home.
Choose another weapon.
Kurt Cobain! Yes!
I guess we are samurai. It says right there.
Oh. What was the Kurt Cobain thing? What?
That.
Is that what it's called?
No. I guess I'm doing a character customization right now.
Oh, what's your spirit animal?
I think it might
Oh,
be
it's
like
a fucking shark!
I think it might be more of like choosing a
What's the last
loadout.
one?
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like I think it
Was
might be
that
that each
bird?
mission you choose the loadout you're gonna do the
You
mission
gotta be the
with.
shark boy. You gotta be shark boy.
Evasive abilities is nice though. Amplifies the ability of those in its protection to sense enemies. A wolf. Strengthens the attacking power.
Digi, not only looking human, I have seen art where they put boobs on planes. Well,
I have to.
planes carry emotions inherently. You can get really metaphorical.
Have you
you
ever
know?
seen planes?
Yeah, you
Like
know,
cars?
like a plane looks like a giant dick. So it automatically activates. People can find humanity in anything. It's the way their brains work.
I guess I'm gonna do the tutorial.
Is there
mission.
Thomas the Tank Engine porn?
Oh, of course there is.
Yeah.
How unfortunate to make me think
I'm
about
surprised
that.
I haven't seen any.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there is.
I'm glad I haven't.
Has Victor been successful following the normie path, or is the call to autism too strong? What Victor is following is not a normie path. Like, being a filmmaker, no matter what, is not a normie path. It's only normie in comparison to being a YouTuber. But, he is successful right now. He's apparently been making pretty decent money.
He's gonna move to LA.
I don't know what his standards are. Like, I don't know what he considers decent money, but
Eating ramen.
he's confident. Remember seeing Midna taking a giant wolf cock at the age of 12. To say I was changed for the worse would be an understatement.
Oh, dude. My apologies. This feels like the beginning of Tenchu, and not in a good way.
Hey Digi, since Gintama is apparently entering its final arc for the 3rd time, are you planning to catch up / make any videos? Nah. I'm not gonna say anything like, oh, I'm waiting for it to end, because I don't care. Like, the reason I haven't caught up is just that I have not found the time. It's fucking long. But if it did end, I might be more likely. But I'm not gonna believe it's ending until it's over. Because I'm not a rube.
Why is it telling me how to do all of this tutorial stuff after I played an entire level and already figured it out? This is very weird.
Whoa. This is some deep shit.
Alright.
Mime says, people can find humanity in anything, but don't try to find it in each other.
That's a t-shirt.
Hey, hey, hey!
Why?
Oh, fuck.
I shouldn't have done the tutorial. Not what I was thinking.
Why is there a tutorial at this stage of the game?
They said it was a tutorial mission, so I was like, oh, like maybe they said first time players should do a tutorial mission. I'm like, okay.
At least it looks cool. I dig this area. It's in line with the types of games that we usually play on IM Games.
Right.
Back in the heyday.
The golden age fine
Yeah.
games.
The ninja age.
Fuck. I'm tired. Stamina can suck my dick. Still going? Still got more? I have to like guard. Is that what it wants me to do?
Next PCP lectures when? No idea. Nobody's got any plans for one yet.
Well, there's different stances. What the fuck's going on? This is some crazy shit. High stance emphasizes attack power, allows power techniques. Mid stance is good for defense, has a wide range of techniques, easy to use. Low stance is good for dodging.
Oh god. Tom, do you still have that weed pen on you?
Yeah.
Can I hit that shit?
Yeah, hold on.
I need a fucking,
figure this shit
a
out.
fucking status boost.
High stance.
I need some fucking,
I can't switch my stance.
I need some fucking shaman spells. Some fucking, what's the, bard? I need a bard song.
Mid stance. Low stance.
Shade says, this game was sick, but I felt it lacked replayability. I mean, if it's as long as people are saying it is, that might have to have something to do with it. Like, I could see... Like, with Dark Souls, you always have this feeling of, like, well, if I just get good enough, I can get my time down to, like, a few hours, you know? If the game is just inherently long as shit, then you're never gonna have that kind of, thought process. Digi, what do you think of people trying to sue Epic Games over Fortnite for taking their dances? Like, did they literally just take the same exact dances?
Yeah, they did a bunch of copyrighted dances,
and the dances were copyrighted?
I guess so.
I mean,
I haven't done a lot of reading into it because I give literally zero fucks about Fortnite.
Yeah, I would honestly have to... Like, that's a really complicated case of copyright. Like, I'm sure there's arguments for both directions, and I would have to just know, like, let's say that if the Fortnite people literally filed a copyright on those specific dances, then I could easily see the argument being made. Or if they were, like, literally using the same code routine or something like that, like, you could definitely say that your code is your copyright. But if somebody's writing their own code to do something that is similar in concept, it's like, well, that's just the whole fucking market. Like, fucking Fortnite should be getting sued by PUBG in that case, you know? I think that came out in that order. Don't quote me on that. I don't know these fucking games. What do you guys think of the Epic Games Store?
I don't know anything about it. I mean, I know it exists, but...
Have you played Fury? No, but I want to. It's good. Interesting. Helicopter says, I don't know if you're aware, but this is basically a Diablo-like. The fun is going through New Game plus, no joke, with insane gear. Interesting take. There does seem to have like a Diablo level of loot. Right? It seemed like there was tons of loot every time you killed everybody. Tom?
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
There's definitely loot in this game, for sure.
Like, hella?
I don't know. I'm far off to say that, for sure.
You cannot copyright a dance. You can copyright an entire choreograph, but not a dance. Well, if that's the law, then that's the law. Oh, PUBG did sue Fortnite. Well, what do you know?
Yeah. Another thing they can't
That's
win.
fucking funny. It's really funny that Fortnite would win a lawsuit like that and then turn around and try to do the same thing to somebody else over something much more minor than copying like the entire gameplay.
Where's maximum cubes?
In my quest to all the Digibros Let's Plays, I hear Digi talking about how he's envious of Ethan and Hila and how he really wanted a QT wife to make videos with. Little did he know that was to come. How wholesome. Believe me, that was not lost on me in any way. In fact, a big part of my pitch to May to be in my videos was like, come on, Ethan and Hila do it, and Hila doesn't even talk. She just fucking looks at the camera. It wasn't really like that, but we did, you know, we did know that we were paralleling them. Especially with the Corrupting Your Kids channel, that basically was meant to be like the Ethan and Hila channel. Though ironically it went the same way as the Ethan and Hila channel. which is to say, why not just put this on after dark? People don't even complain anymore. They've gotten used to it. I think probably there's been enough lapsed like viewership that now like there's people watching me who don't even remember a time when May wasn't in my videos. Shade says you can only copyright a choreographed dance for a sort of presentation, so it could be argued that 2 Millie's dance was presented in a song, which is a presentation. I mean, either way, it's not a... I mean, we're talking about a fictional character dancing, so that's like another whole realm onto this. It's like, it's not just that it's a dance. It's like a... I mean, I'm guessing... I guess, you know, animation's been around long enough that probably that's been worked into copyright at some point. Fucking Cowboy Bebop never sued Naruto over stealing the animation from the Cowboy Bebop movie. You know that thing, right? Have you seen that before, Tom?
What is it?
In the Naruto versus Negi fight, which is like one of the, you know, like big popular fights from the show, there's this one, like... 8-second stretch of really great animation, but it's like literally a tracing of a part from the Cowboy Bebop movie. Like it's the exact same animation, just with Naruto and Negi instead of Spike and Vincent. And
what did they think was gonna happen?
I mean, nothing happened. People just pointed it out, but like they didn't. There's nobody cares. You know. Japan is not a litigious country. They don't really, like, they make fun of Americans for how often we sue each other. Like, American stereotypes in Japan are always, like, threatening to sue and shit.
What do you do if you don't sue people?
How
do you even live?
You just be competitive and make things that are good.
Do you challenge them to a boxing fight?
But yeah, that same animation was later copied again by one of the guys in the Brony community who who I was friends with, Kanashi Panda, I think, the guy who made the Friendship is Manly animation.
Yeah. That makes porn out, makes a fuck ton of money.
His battle where it was like Lyra fighting changelings. You remember that one?
I thought it was Octavia.
Oh yeah, that's right. Octavia fighting changelings.
I shamed myself.
It also uses the same that same exact like 8-second clip from Naruto / Cowboy Bebop, and I called him out on it, and we became friends because he was a pub crawl. He used to call into the pub crawl back in the day. Wait, is Mega Shaidu the Shade? Yes, it is the My Brother Shade, the Digibro bro, as he put it. Shade also says, I have not chosen a side in this lawsuit. I do not care.
Oh, it's boring as fuck.
Yeah, how long does this go?
I don't know.
Can you just, like, quit this tutorial?
Don't.
Are they still teaching you new things?
I mean, they are, but it's just taking forever.
Oh boy, this is a common experience for me to answer the question. You ever get that feel when you're playing through a game you like, but then you find another game that you really want to play, but if you stop playing the other game, you might never get back to it? Yes. That's why I try to beat all games in like one sitting. Like, if I can't beat a game in just a couple of days, it's like the odds of me finishing it diminish considerably. How about you, Tom?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I try to just do one at a time, but, you know, doesn't always work.
Digi and Tom, do you feel that the style of handheld game... Oh, shit. Is this official?
No.
Oh. Just, there's the picture that we have is the Corrupting Your Kid's avatar. She found a t-shirt of it. The Everything's Peaceful. Anyway. Digi and Tom, do you feel that the style of handheld games that can be picked up for a few minutes and put down just as quickly, exemplified by the DS and 3DS, will be able to survive a transition to the Switch, or will they be mostly disappeared in favor of games that feel more like console sit-down games? I think both can exist. I think the reason the Switch sells so fucking well is because it's partly portable.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, there's no... I think it depends on what kind of game you're trying to make. You know? Because if you want to make a... The cool thing about the Switch is that it can do both, right? There's no reason not to make either kinds of those things.
Can you do... Like, you can like, choose someone who's, like, right in front of you in public to, like, fight against on the Switch, right?
I believe
Like,
so.
So, I would think that we might see, like, a resurgence in the popularity of fighting games. Like, if enough people own the Switch...
Do you want to know why that won't happen?
What?
There's no D-pad on the Switch.
Oh, shit. You're right.
Why do you think there's, like, no fighting games on it
I hate
already?
that controller so fucking much. I'm not a fan of this. I loved the Wii U controller, the gamepad. I can't stand the Switch thing. Because, like, the other joystick being so, like, awkward to get to is just, like... It's stupid. I don't like it.
Those want to be done. Living well.
Fox on the First says, every country makes fun of us for suing constantly. We are idiots.
As long as they're going to do impervious to damage and close combat attacks before damage.
I want Americans to know they stole from Kimba the White Lion. It's true. My autistic cousin would never shut up about that. He was constantly ranting about fucking how Disney stole Kimba the White Lion. I don't even think he had seen Kimba the White Lion. He was just obsessed with that factoid.
It did it. It did the thing. I finished the tutorial!
Is that why Japanese voiceover JoJo can use real band names, but in the CR translations it gets butchered? Pretty likely, yeah. I mean, like, obviously the American... I don't know if they're just more willing to take a risk on it or what. Like, it doesn't seem like it's something that they even could get sued over, like just naming a character after a band. Like, it's pretty common practice, I think. I don't know why Crunchyroll is so fucking
Gay.
Avoidant about it, but stupid. But I think I had heard that, like, the Japanese companies told them to do that. I'm not even sure. It could just be based on stereotypes. Do you guys think the stream is more important for IM Games, or is it the YouTube channel? It's hard to say. I mean, we've obviously made way more money off the streams, but the channel promotes the streams. But at the same time, we don't tend to gain a whole ton of new viewers or anything. So, in a way, the streams are more important. Yeah, I guess the streams are more important right now. We do have monetization on the YouTube channel now, though. So, like, just depends on if we... Like, with the views we're getting right now, we're not going to make any money off of AdSense, and we don't have a Patreon or anything. So, yeah, I guess the Twitch streams are kind of the only thing that's important about the IM Games brand right now.
Yeah.
The t-shirts aren't really selling anymore. Or I should say, are not selling anymore. Tom and Digi, what are your favorite games that you never finished?
I don't know. I tend to finish the games I like.
Final Fantasy 9. And 7. Pretty much any JRPG, really.
You know what? Half-Life 2. Because I keep playing the first like hour and a half, and I never get to the rest of it.
I do not like that game.
I haven't gotten far enough to know if I like it or not.
Did you even get to the section where you had to drive a fucking boat for like an hour?
That's where I keep stopping.
Yeah. It lasts forever. And then right after that, it sends you straight into like an unskippable 15-minute cutscene where you're just standing in a tiny room listening to two other people talk. And I gave up after that.
The game has a 10 out of 10 like everywhere.
Yeah, well, you know, it also had the most like progressive graphics and physics engine of the time, but that shit is not impressive anymore.
I don't know what I want to do. Two skill.
Next Log Horizon video soon. Hopefully, my asshole is gaping to be filled with your next big cum digi. Yes, it should be probably almost.
All right then.
Digi, when do you think that there will be another game crash? Soon? He asks. No, I don't think there'll ever be another game crash because everyone plays video games now. Like, there might be a lot of companies who individually crash for not doing things well, but like, do you think Blizzard's in any danger? Do you think the guys making Fortnite are in any danger? Or the guys making fucking, you know, League of Legends? No. They're doing fine. And there's no reason they wouldn't be. Use your GameCube controller for the Switch. Can you do that? Do you need an adapter? One of my teachers worked on Lion King and he said they had Kimba the White Lion manga all over the studio. I mean, yeah. I mean, it is a ripoff of Kimba the White Lion. It's just not a big deal that it is. Who cares? Everything Disney does is an adaptation of something. Like, most of it's just public domain shit. And, like, I don't think Japan... I don't know if the same copyright laws were applying to Kimba necessarily, but even if they were, I mean, they made it basically a copyright-safe ripoff, of which there are plenty that people enjoy and purchase in their day-to-day lives. It's just funny because it's Disney, you know? I mean, I don't know why people expect Disney to do anything, like, original or interesting in any way. When's the next season of GameCube Forever starting? That show is incredibly comfy. I don't know, but the next one that I do will be extremely comfy because it'll be Pikmin. And Pikmin is comfy as fuck. I actually watched a video where a guy was able to use every console controller on the Switch using many different adapters. Did either of you watch Emp Lemon's Monday Night Raw video? I did. It was good. Emp Lemon videos are generally good. Do you think you are running into the same issues that previously recorded had? I have no idea what issues they ran into. I mean, any issue I had with their channel, we have not run into, but that was just that they posted too many live stream videos on their YouTube channel. We don't do that. Zargi says, okay, as far as I know, the JoJo stuff comes from when Prince literally sued them for using the name Gold Experience when they tried to release an SNES JoJo fighting game. The Viz current manga releases also censor the music names. See, the funny thing about that is that Prince was known for being extremely litigious. Like, he sued people over everything. Like, his music could not be found online. And honestly, JoJo would probably also be at risk for King Crimson references, because they're also like that. I don't know if they're as bad as Prince, but, like, they're very protective of their copyrights. So I guess I could see why in a couple of cases. It's just funny to think that the Japanese version gets away with it, but not the American version, you know?
So after that big tutorial, it's just giving you tutorial messages throughout the game anyway. Seems kind of pointless. Low stance is sick. This is how you make Dark Souls fun. Give me like actual cool combos. Make things look sick.
Tito Kazim says,
Bloody
God,
great.
skill trees just make my brain gloss over. I think I hate them more and more as time goes on. How do you feel about skill trees?
They're not great. I mean, they're not bad. I enjoy skill trees. I just kind of, whenever I get them, just like, I wish I just had more stuff available right now. It just makes me like, look all the things I could be doing, enjoying this game, but I can't yet.
I usually, like, when I get into a game that has a lot of skill tree shit, I usually wait till I'm kind of a considerable distance in the game before I start worrying about it. Like, I wait till I start having problems, and then I'm like... Because by then I have a bunch of points stacked up, and I can, you know... I don't feel like I'm just going down random paths until, like, it's like... I'm not going to memorize the whole fucking skill tree at once, you know? Like, I'm not going to look at it and immediately try to find a path through it or, like, figure out what the best option's going to be. So I'd rather sit down with it at, like, a later point when I'm already invested in the game and, like, have a bunch of points to work with, and then I can, like, really take a look at it, you know? Because I do think they can be interesting, but, like, when you're fucking just starting a game, it's like you don't want to have to think about that shit. And it's scary when you're, you know, like, every decision you make has consequences, because if you go the wrong... Unless you can, you know, remake your stats or whatever. Depends on the game. Rebuild. Shade says Blizzard might be in danger, but Activision is doing good. That's sad if that's true. I mean... Why, does Blizzard not make any fucking profit off of Overwatch? Because that shit is like the biggest fucking thing in the world.
Oh, it's not as... Oh god, I died. I didn't realize I had no life left. Fuck. Alright, it's the exact same as fucking Dark Souls. I just lost all my progress. Oh.
Do you have a soul sign somewhere you can pick up?
I don't even know what that means.
As in, can you pick up your lost anything that you had?
I believe so. I think that's what it was just saying.
Well, then you haven't lost all your progress. Yeah. Tom, when the enemy's stamina bar is red, fuck them up. I'm pretty sure you can unlock riposts to do crazy attacks when they're red.
Pretty sick.
Tom Digi, which is the worst case of stress that you've ever had? I've had a few, but Radcon 2 was definitely a top contender. What about you, Tom? What's the most stress you've ever had?
God. What is life without it? I don't even know. All life is stress. The most? Probably either like last year, all of last year was kind of like fucking shitty, or when I was working at Whole Foods, that was pretty stressful. It's like a walk on a razor's edge the whole time.
What was so stressful about working at Whole Foods?
Just because I hated myself, I hated being there. The people, I knew they didn't like me, and they were looking for a excuse to get rid of me until they finally did and got me fired.
How did you get fired?
They used an excuse that I just had been like late too many times, and also they just didn't like my work. I'm like, okay, that's fair.
What the hell do these people have against you?
I
I can't imagine why someone would have a problem with you.
I knew how to use computers. Oh my god, I keep getting killed so quickly.
Do you not have any healing items?
I don't think so. But I only got hit once before, so I died in 2 hits now, apparently. I guess I guess I lost all my progress now, for real.
Well, except for whatever progress you just made just now.
Not much. I had killed like 40 or 50 guys, died, and then I just killed 2.
Well,
how are you still alive? He had like 1 pixel on his life
anyway,
bar.
so the fact that you knew how to use computers was somehow a problem to these guys?
Because I was always trying to like make shit more efficient.
Or you're trying to Maddox it?
Not even. I didn't end up doing anything. I just would talk and be like, "Well, we could do this if you wanted to."
Right.
And I guess that just pissed them off.
That's fucking. That's heinous.
That's corporate America.
Because like everything at Whole Foods at the time was hand done pretty much.
Yeah.
And then the things that weren't, like, used really shitty like label making software. And it's like, why don't we just don't do it this way? And I guess that pissed people off because nobody knew how to use computers except for me. So,
Well, to quote an excellent rapper, protecting their right to be worthless with all of their might is their purpose.
pretty much.
God, what a good quote from such a smart guy. Oh, there's like a lot of chat suddenly appeared. Did you? Why when I read Japanese porn does it have black bars in the parts I want to see? Really stupid censorship laws in
Oh,
Japan.
come on! Alright, this is getting really gay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just me being careless, but it's like kind of stupid at the same time.
You could probably run past some of these guys.
Well, there's a tiny like hallway I gotta go through there, and I keep getting hit because I'm going past it, but not enough. And since I'm in enclosed space, I just died.
What YouTube videos do you watch when you eat? You complain Let's Plays are dead, but you do eventually find something to watch, right? Not always. I mean, we watch. Usually, it's like it comes down to either YouTube or anime. So it's like if there's something on YouTube, then we watch YouTube. If there's nothing on YouTube, we watch anime. And there's just not a lot on YouTube. I mean, something like an Emp Lemon video, like that one that came out, like. You know, there's still people making, like, legit videos that are, like, 30 minutes long. But, you know, you're only going to get that every once in a while. And there's only so many channels that I like enough to follow. Like, probably if I was not as picky about what I watch, I would have a lot more to watch. Because there's just a lot more, like, okay or mediocre YouTubers who do longer content. But, like... you know, what can I say? I am an asshole, and I only want to watch good things. Funny how that makes you feel like an asshole in this day and age. Literally just, like, not wanting to waste your time by watching stuff that you don't think is worth your time makes you an asshole today. We have accepted media. I need your fucking vape thing again, Tom. I'm going into a dark place.
Dark Souls place?
I know I mentioned it like 40 minutes ago, but then I forgot.
I forgot as well.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that must be your soul sign.
Yeah. That's
pretty cool. I like that it's like a weird flamingo thing.
It's a hawk. It's based on your guardian spirit you picked.
I see. It's interesting that that's one way, and I don't know if the game really, in general, does this, but, like, it's, like, the polar opposite of, like, Dark Souls' very austere aesthetic. Like, to be as flamboyant as that, you know?
Right, right.
Oh, I just realized how nice that those two are as antonyms. Flamboyant and austere. It's beautiful. Changing the stances is very important when fighting tougher enemies.
Yeah, I figured.
Pikmin is my favorite GameCube game. Never managed to beat the final boss, and for some reason I still haven't played Pikmin 2. I didn't even know there was a final boss of Pikmin.
I feel like this guy's gonna fuck me up bad if I try and fight him.
This seems to be completely out of nowhere, but Tito Kazim says, I end up having decision paralysis because everything feels like an uninformed random decision. I have that all the time. If I don't know, if I don't have enough data, I always just feel like, well, you know, what am I basing this on? But I just try to know, like, if I'm in a position to make a decision, I try to know what the options are. That's why I don't vote. What do you both think of games that aren't very gamey? For example, walking sims like Proteus or Burn Band. Do you think games have to have a traditional win state and loss state to truly be games, or is the definition as flexible as whatever can be created? Also, do you like these sorts of games? I think we started with that question. What do you think? You like walking sims at all?
I mean, if the story's compelling, I'll be entertained by them.
Yeah, I just haven't seen one that looked interesting to me. Like, of all the like adventure games and walking sim type of games, like, even some of them I like the aesthetic, but I just don't see why I'd want to, you know. Just seems like from like just watching a YouTube video about it, I feel like I get it, you know.
Sure.
It's like, why do I need to do it myself? And I also just think most of them are like kind of cheesy and self-important, you know. As for whether or not I consider them to be games, I mean, if it has an ending in any way, then that basically is a traditional win state. Like, you can say you finished the game, you beat the game, if it has an end. If the game is just a walking sim, literally without an end, like Minecraft, but you can't actually do anything, then, I mean, you can still play in that space. I don't know if it's important to consider it a game, but, you know, I feel like there's often a conversation that's like, well, why can't this be games? And it's like, well, why should it be games? Like, do you want everything to be games? Like,
if everything is games,
like, does games just mean moving in a space? Like, why don't we just come up with a new artistic term, you know? A photograph is not a game. We all agree on that. So, not everything where you move in a 3D space has to be called a game. I don't think it's disrespectful to those pieces of media to not consider them a game, you know? And it's like, it's not as though, like, yes, you could say that, like, the audience of them is likely going to be people who are also interested in video games, but that would also be like saying that people who like animation are probably also going to be into film, you know? Like, although, in that case, animation really is, like, a subset of film.
That's pretty sick.
Although you can do, there are forms of animation that don't necessarily have to be filmed. I don't know. Complicated conversation. Okay, this is way off topic, but I gotta share. I'm playing Ni no Kuni 2, and I've just encountered a monster named Prangles, and that shit's hilarious. Agree. Shade says, I exclusively play games with skill trees. Every point I get to put towards making my build makes me cream my pants. Shade is way into Path of Exile, which is a game that's like about skill tree. It's basically skill trees the game. It's like a Diablo style game, but where you can do like all these different types of builds. You excited to watch the Mob Psycho?
I'm stoked. It's not games though.
I think it's out. I think the first episode's out.
It's not games though.
Did you hear the news, Digi? Soldier 76 is gay. Please play Overwatch, they need the money.
It's like, it's funny because the people who are like going to be really Jones about that news don't play video games.
TV Tossin, quoting me saying Overwatch is like the biggest thing in the world, says, the Game Awards want you to think that at least, but I think it severely dropped off after 2017. I only assume that it's popular because of the sheer amount of pornography that comes out for it, but I guess that doesn't necessarily translate to the games themselves being successful. There's way more Toho porn than there are Toho players, after all. But yeah, like, Overwatch porn is, like, unavoidable. Have either of you guys played Ori and the Blind Forest? No.
Looks cool, though.
Oh, also, Tom, they can do the same thing to you when your stamina is red. Be careful.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Tom, how do you feel about Johnny Young Bosch?
He's cool, I guess.
Can't even think of his roles.
He's a dub voice actor, like Bleach from Ichigo, Nero from Devil May Cry 4.
Bleach from Ichigo.
Ichigo from... Did I say Bleach from Ichigo?
You did.
That was me.
Okay.
Whoa! Whoa! I don't care, I'm retarded. That was fucking sick. What just happened?
Yeah, that was awesome.
I want to do that again.
I wonder if that was like what a backstab is.
I don't know.
You got him at like a just right angle or something.
Oh, he's gotten me.
That was... You got fucked.
Dude, you die in a couple hits in this game.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's why I keep dropping.
Pretty fucking intense.
You gotta actually be good.
And it's it is way faster than Dark Souls, and in that way it is even harder. You would never get... I don't think you'd ever die that quickly in Dark Souls unless you walked into, like, a trap, you know?
Everything's gay. I just want to go be a real boy.
Wow, I didn't think I was that far behind in the chat, but I guess it's just not been super active because I've been so far back. But I'm still back and us talking about you fucking getting fired from Whole Foods. Also, your healing items are on the D-pad.
Yeah, but I don't have any. I haven't picked up any yet. So I'm thinking of.
Tom and Digi, I'm fairly certain Jesse was a fan of him at some point, but did either of you guys ever care about Spoonie? I didn't care much for his other stuff, but I listened back to his Final Fantasy X, 10-2, and 13 reviews just as often as the Blanket review. You ever watch Spoonie?
A little bit.
I watched, I think, the whole Final Fantasy X series, and then I tried to go back and watch the Final Fantasy VIII one, but the recording quality on his mic was so ass, and I just thought it was immediately obnoxious and unfunny. The Final Fantasy X ones I remember thinking were okay at the time, but, like, first of all, he's fucking insanely wrong about Final Fantasy X. The game is fucking incredible, and the kind of shit that he criticizes the games for is retarded. Like, I don't think he's a good critic. I think that the reason to watch him is that he's funny, but, like, he's being funny at the expense of this media that he doesn't know how to talk about with any kind of coherent critical skill, you know? Which is that guy with the glasses formula, so that's not surprising.
Oh my god.
Jesus fucking
Ow,
Christ.
I'm dead.
Whoa, were you staggered after that?
Yeah, I couldn't
That
move.
did like fucking 90% of your bar. What the fuck?
This game does not fuck around.
Digi, do you listen to Danny Brown? Yeah. Of
Uh...
course. You can tell by my flow. What kind of music is Tom into?
I don't really know.
Well, you
Like-
listen to a lot of metal.
Metal and...
Like
metal,
technical metal, I would say.
Sure.
Like, not necessarily like all prog metal or anything, but like metalcore and like just stuff that has more of a technical edge to it than just straightforward metal music.
Well, kind of like what I'm going on with this stance now. I think it's kind of the cool thing about this game so far for me is that like you only have a couple weapons in the beginning, but they each have 3 different versions because you have the different stances. So it's like if something's not working, change it up a little bit.
For both of us, what makes you unsub from a YouTube channel, and do you do it often?
I very rarely unsub from The only time I've like unsubbed from YouTube channels recently was when I unsubbed from like all the political channels I was following, just because like it was not fun anymore.
For me, it just takes a certain amount of whittling down. It's like if I don't watch somebody's videos for like over a certain amount of time, I'll just be like, "There's no point in me being subbed to this because I'm not watching it."
No.
And like, if I'm not watching a channel's videos for a long time, there's probably a reason behind it. Either that like
fucking cunt.
Either they've changed or I've changed, you know. But like one way or another, I am not in the mood to consume their content anymore. But I wouldn't say it happens often. But I don't sub that many channels compared to some people. How many channels do you sub?
I'm not sure, actually.
I'm like usually around 120 or so. And a lot of them are dead. Like, I don't unsub... Like, if there's channels that... Like I still would want to watch their content if they came back, I don't unsubscribe. Like,
right.
Even if they've been dead for years. Because, like, in the off chance they do come back, I want to be there, you know? So I do follow a lot of dead shit. What are some video game trends you wish would die out?
DLC. Microtransactions of any sort. Serious answer, photorealism. Please, can we just have stylized everything? God.
That's my answer too. I mean, the biggest problem with games is I would add, like, photorealism, but, like, more so because of the consequence of that being that every game has to be marketed to the biggest possible audience, and therefore they all kind of play the same. Oh, also... I don't think I'm as bothered by specifically quick time events as other people, but scripted sequences that change the controls of the game drive me fucking bonkers. Like, I cannot stand when suddenly I have to just, like, instantly learn a new control scheme to do some specific segment. That was a really good dodge, by the way. He fucking caught that guy. Digi and Tom, do you like point-and-click adventure games?
Not really.
No, not at all.
I mean, again, if the story can carry it, yeah, but, like, you're fighting an uphill battle. For me, at least.
Were you ever a fan of Ron and Fez or Opie and Anthony? Just curious because you enjoy the narrative of YouTubers. I've never even heard of them. I guess they're
fuck, I'm dead, I'm dead. Oh, fuck, shitty balls, fuck. This stamina is the gayest shit. I hate it. I hate it. It's like, oh, I did the right button combos, but, oh, I swung my sword once too many times, so now I'm just gonna stand here and slip my balls hang out and die. Fucking idiot.
Tom, what do you hope President Trump says in his address to the American people tonight?
When is that even happening? Is that happening? Is that real?
I have no idea.
Oh, State of the Union?
Pretty sure that's
I'd love him to just piss more people off. I mean, he'll do that no matter what he says. I'd like him to talk about, like, the whole censorship thing with tech, but I doubt he'll go that far.
Okay, so Mild Mofo, to ease my mind, some 2 hours later, says that quote from Sean on the Dick Show earlier was out of context. He said, "I just don't know how thoughts or whatever can just stop at illustrations." Dick said, "Well, you don't jack off to cartoons, so what do you know?" And he replied, "Yeah, I guess you're right." He was broadly referring to pedophilia/lolicon, not accusing me. Thank you.
That's good.
Thank you for putting that into context for everybody. I mean, I would have found that out eventually when I watched the show, but I'm glad I didn't have to stew on it. So believe me, I stew. I think Spoonie is dead. There's a video on YouTube that explained it all. I don't know which one you're referring to, the Down the Rabbit Hole video or the Mr. Medeker video. I don't think Spoonie's still around. He's just not doing anything or making any money anymore. Because everybody...
Sick of his shit.
Well, you know what it was that, like, was the damning thing, right?
He was supposed to make a movie, right?
Yeah, he was supposed to make a movie, and that was, like, the conceit of his Patreon, and, like, he just never admitted he wasn't working on it. You know,
It was dumb.
like it became obvious, but he wouldn't admit it. And like, that's the kind of shit. Like every time that there's a creator like that, because the reason that internet creators like those guys make videos about Spoonie is because they're afraid it could happen to them. Because like, Spoonie's not really that interesting of a creator, and he wasn't really that famous. It's just the fact that he had such a fall from grace where even his own audience didn't want to support him anymore. But people make it out like it was because he was an asshole to his audience and stuff, and yeah, that affects some of it. But it's the fact that he fucking promised a product and then won't admit he's not working on it that is obviously the last straw for his guys, you know?
Sure.
It's like the reason his Patreon is diminishing is because he's not fucking doing anything. And like, you can look at that and you can say like, okay, you know, that's just you just have to be fucking honest, and that should be obvious. Like, you can't look at Spoonie and think of him as a cautionary tale for yourself if you're smart enough to realize that, you know, that you shouldn't be like this. Although, granted, there are tons of much even higher profile people like that, you know? Plenty of Kickstarters that make a shitload of money and then, like, you know, never say anything about it. And, like, I got a question just today about, Plebe and the Weeb Blu-rays, and I was just straight up like, look, I mean, I still have all the Blu-rays, but I don't have the money. I hope I can get them made eventually. Like, I'm not ready to throw in the towel because I still have all the materials, and, like, what the fuck am I gonna do with them, you know? If not create that stuff. But like, I was supposed to pay Ben $600. Ben was supposed to get paid $600 to make the 2 covers for the 2 different seasons, and he never even worked on it or in any way. So
Sucks ass.
I don't have that $600 to pay him. Keyblade says, kill photorealism, I agree, fucking normies read. You guys should play Ninja Gaiden. I saw the Gaming Brit review on it. It looks sick as fudge. Well, I mean, the fact that he did a review on it is why we are not playing it. Because what are we going to add to that?
Like, so you're trying to get rid of that habit.
I am, but like, I mean, we can do it if you want, but like, it's a pretty straightforward game. There's not really that much to say about Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah. I just wanna be cool. Pirate.
Apparently you can do something called a key pulse to recover your stamina or keep it up.
I was trying and it didn't do anything.
Well, people are saying you gotta do it. Do the key pulse. Digi and Tommy might need to wait a little longer for your IRS refund because of the government shutdown. Are you implying that we get a refund and not just charged 15 grand?
That's cute.
That's fucking adorable. Thank God for the government shutdown. Maybe I won't owe the government fucking 15 grand for a while. Oh God, what is this? No. Which part of it? Just the constant wiggle?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. She was just showing me a 10-laid cosplay picture. If you look at the backgrounds of her pictures, if you look at like anything that's supposed to be a straight line, it's always like visibly warped because of the like super extensive face tuning that she does to the pictures.
Well,
it's pretty fucking funny.
That sucks.
You know this is games when Tom is mad.
You know it's games.
Digi, when you say you stew over things, what do you mean? I mean that I will have the thought of some bullshit hanging on my mind for the entirety of the day/week. Especially if I'm constantly reminded of it on the internet. Such as that a crippled man wants to fight me because he thinks I'm a pedophile. Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, let me hit your weed pen.
I would, but I'm currently trying not to die again.
You can do it. Oh, Jesus. Can't that thing hit pretty far?
Has a range throw. In this stance, at least, it has a range throw. I'm not dead yet.
Hell yeah. Get fucked. I love the way they explode open with gore and shit.
It's very
That's
nice.
pretty cool. Stop. Let me hit your weed pen, dog.
Man!
Thank you. Hey man, I gave you like a $1.25 coffee. So
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how much one hit is worth exactly, but I'm sure it's not $1.
You take like 3 hits per hit.
That's not true. You're
One
supposed
hit,
to hit
one hit is 5 seconds.
Is that what your
It says it on the package.
Oh, does it really?
Of that, yeah.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
There's 75 5-second hits in that fucking cartridge.
Oh.
So
Well, that's way more helpful than what the fucking bitch told me who I bought mine from. This is literally better in every way than the real thing that not
there was a
real,
guy
but-
hiding behind the wall and killed me. It's fucking Kingpin, dude. It's the cartridge. The company made it.
5
Kingpin.
seconds. Yeah, that seems like a perfect amount.
I'm never gonna be alive again, guys.
Keyblade says, I don't know, man. I feel like Spoonie was pretty damn big back in the day. Didn't he basically introduce the concept of questioning the almighty Square Enix to the internet? He was seen as a huge troll for daring to talk shit about Final Fantasy VIII. Yes, but the internet was so much smaller back then that the pool of people who cares about Spoonie is minuscule. Like,
Right.
you always have to remember that, like, when AVGN was, like, at his height, in his heyday, he had, like, 30,000 subs on YouTube. Like, just, it was way the fuck smaller. You guys know you can do your taxes quarterly, so you don't just owe a giant chunk at the end of the year. Yeah, we know. It's not exactly easy.
You gotta file as an LLC first, and that already costs money.
Dude, in the UK, you're gonna need an ID to view porn.
What? What is happening? What is going on?
Wow, you're basically fucked at that
What
point.
is going the fuck on? What are they gonna? Would you get to scan it through a fucking webcam? Like, how
Dude.
the fuck are they gonna prove that?
All the furries are gonna go out of business in the UK.
How are you gonna check the ID on someone before you show them porn? I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. Porn is harmless! I mean, to the viewer anyway. Not necessarily to the actress, but by that point, it's already been done. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my god. Hate stamina! Yeah, the shiny thing doesn't seem to do anything. I don't know, because every time after you hit, when that little light goes off, you can do that little shine thing. Unless I'm just not timing it properly, I have no idea.
Is that a disposable pen or a slim battery? I think it's a slim battery, right?
Yeah.
It's got a button on it. Do you think the death of CDs and DVDs is a good thing or not? Absolutely a good thing. Stop hogging Tomo's drugs. Look, we made a fair trade. I gave him a coffee and he gave me some drugs.
Yeah, but you already took that huge fucking hit last time.
That's true. I didn't
was
know
like-
that the hits were officially 5 seconds long.
Why am I going back the way I came? I'm an idiot.
Or that it was 75 hits. I mean, knowing that, you can actually calculate the value of each individual hit if it's 75 5-second hits.
Yeah.
There's no, with regular weed sale, there is no way to quantify how much is a hit or what is the value of an individual, pull. But like if it's unambiguous, it's funny that it says that though, because it looks like more than 75. Because the one I had was good for like 50 hits. It lasted me like a week of like consistent use. and it had a lot less than that. Okay, no thank you says no, it's just paid porn. If that's true, that was already true. That's already true here. Or no, it says no, it's not just paid porn. Never mind.
Yeah, I was reading an article that said like the ISPs will require people to show either their like credit cards.
Yeah,
or
he says you have to prove your ID and they fucking track your identity. I hate my country. Get me out. Get me out. I wish to leave. It's from no thank you. That's fucking hell, dude. No thank you does not belong in a place like that. He belongs in a libertarian paradise.
Well,
I would have said come to America, but we certainly don't live in one.
Yeah.
Keyblade says, I'm gonna change my name to Key Pulse until Tom figures this shit out. Also hit up on the D-pad to heal for Christ's sake. Guess you really gotta learn this Key Pulse thing. Is that what you just did?
No, it's... like after that, that's it.
Oh.
But look, the stamina's still going up. It's not like it fills the whole bar. So I don't know what they're talking about. Like, because it goes up quickly anyways. So if I do this... like, does it go up any faster?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Digi and Tom, when the enemy is out of stamina and the lock-on meter is red, hit triangle for the big hurt attack.
Alright. I'm hitting triangle. There we go. Yeah! Alright, cool.
No, thank you says, well, maybe it is paid porn. It's hard to tell. They say commercial sites. I mean, commercial just means they make money, right? What is a libertarian paradise? Where do you find it? I'm not sure. I don't know if there is one. I mean, I hear, pray tell, that down there in the southwest, there are some places that are a lot more of that persuasion, but I don't know if it's real, you know.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Oh, fuck, he's still alive? These guys surviving with 1 pixel of HP.
They said that the key pulse fills the blue part immediately.
The health? Because the health is blue.
I think they meant that. See how it goes up white?
Right.
Like, it goes up white, and that's not you actually having it yet. It's when it's green that you actually have it. So when that white part fills up, it means you have that white right away.
Okay.
Seems like a real min-maxing kind of thing, but I guess it would probably make a huge difference if you actually could master it.
Yeah.
Libertarian paradise is a self-sustained farm. Exactly. Gotta homestead the environment. Do you watch Reykjavik? Never heard of it.
Oh my fucking god. Cleaved instantly. 1 hit dead. Ooh boy. Oh boy. god, guys.
Oh, this is pretty far back.
It spawns you the same place every time, dude. I've made 0 progress so far.
Surely you've leveled up or something.
There's
right?
no leveling up, my dude. There's no XP.
Oh. Well, you have money, right?
No, I just lost it all because I died.
Well, what's that 3,878 you have down there?
I don't know. There's no shop as far as I'm aware either. So, I'm just
something.
just existing right now. Now waiting for death.
Apparently, the yellow vests in France are planning to take all their money out of the banks at once to destabilize the state.
That'd be incredible. Unironically incredible.
That's fucking... I don't know anything about the yellow vests. I don't know who they are, have any context for this. But if they really could, like, take down the government by doing that, that would be a fucking sight to behold. In a first world country.
Well, the yellow vests are just like a protest movement in the UK. And, like, they're just, like, normal working class people, so they wear those, like, yellow vests like construction workers wearing shit.
But there'd have to be a fuckload of them with a lot of money for that to work.
There
right?
are.
Alright.
There are a lot of them.
Why do the French hate their government so much?
It's like the French get taxed like a zillion %. And they let in a bunch of fucking like immigrants who aren't trying to become part of the country and all that shit.
Yeah.
The French president's a guy who said that terrorism is just part and parcel of living in a modern society.
Well, that's fucking ridiculous.
So, I mean, what else do you need to know at that point? Oh, whoa. He came up on my dick pretty close. Oh.
Oh, so Swiggle says, why wouldn't anyone hate their government? Fair. I think there's different people are a lot more or less satisfied with it than others, though.
For sure.
I don't hear Swedish people complaining about their government very often.
Sweden's pretty lib-cucky, though.
Yeah, but if everyone in the country is also lib-cucky, then they probably are not bothered by it.
They're letting in a lot of illegal immigrants.
I mean, the thing is that people will give into an authoritarian state if they are happy with the authoritarian state. Sure. You know, like if the public welfare is high and people are raised to believe in what is going on in their place, like, you know, if you have a small enough community, you probably wouldn't have people who you couldn't account for, like. The reason that like authoritarian governments are so scary to people like us is that we are like, oh, I would be killed if that happened in my country, you know? But like that doesn't have to be the case. If it's a small enough country that has a reasonable enough government that they can like that their approach is not to nail down the take the hammer to the nail that sticks out or whatever, but to like find a place for it, you know? It's like if you have a state that satisfies like 90% of everybody, and then that other 10% is such a small number that you can do something about them, then I imagine an authoritative system would not be so bad. But you need it to be like a small cluster, and you know, most of the nations are big as fuck.
What's happening?
Well, I wouldn't say most of them, but like most of the first world nations are bigger. The movement is motivated by rising fuel prices, high cost of living, and claims that a disproportionate burden of the government tax reforms were falling on the working and middle classes, especially in rural and peri-urban areas. Rest in peace, Digibro, shot by the government for espousing negative views on the state-sponsored anime in another world where America is even greater than it is now. That is the name of the anime.
There you go.
Oh, we've been going for 2 hours and 12, by the way. So, if your next death makes you want to rage quit, then...
Just want to see what other mysteries this game holds. Oh, fuck my butt. You got me good.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's really satisfying.
Yeah, every hit in this game is very satisfying. There's a guy. The thing. They're gonna fuck me to death. No. I'm gonna get a key. So I have to fight this guy to get the key.
Is that mist cloud a guy?
I don't want to do that. I want to switch my weapon.
What is that like? What is with the fucking floating tadpoles?
That's the evil realm.
Whoa, that's fucking cool. That guy looks awesome.
I'll get outside. Oh, he's not gonna follow me. He kills me in one hit. So
Don't get hit.
try. Oh god. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. No god.
Get out of there. Get out of there.
Oh fuck. I don't think I'm supposed to stand on that shit. Alright.
I'm fucking on the edge of my seat. My fucking balls are tight. Tom, is this game better than Dark Souls?
Yeah. It's not hard though. It's not a hard bar to clear.
You can use your guardian spirit to fuck up that
Right, that's right. I forgot I had this thing. Oh no, he hit me.
Shit. Oh god.
Oh god.
Oh, it looks like it just killed your guardian spirit.
Yeah, while you're in that mode, you're invincible.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know how that charges.
B got the H key pulse. Did you look up Acrosanti? You may find its existence fascinating, if not over-ambitious in how they employ their concept. Never heard of it. Your stamina recovers slowly in the demon zones. To get rid of them, you have to do a perfect key pulse.
Okay. Forgot him.
Hell yeah.
Good fuck, slut. Wow. Key to resistance.
Have you seen Old Boy? YMS recently did a review on it. I have. He did not review the original though. He reviewed the remake, but we didn't watch that review yet because May has not seen Old Boy, and I want to show it to her because I think she will like it a lot.
Well, what else was a guy? Here. The reputation level. Right, I guess. Let's take a look at the narrative. Now what do I do? Now what do I do? I don't know how this game saves. For all I know, I might not have saved it. It's a mystery. Get up there, but I can't jump. Maybe this is a saving thing. The ability received Kodama's blessing has been unlocked. Alright, I guess there is level ups and stuff now. Received Kodama's blessing. I don't know what any of this shit means.
Tom, what did you think about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Thought it was fucking sick. I like it a lot.
Did you beat that level?
I don't think so. I'm just like at a save point. I don't know if it's a save point.
Well, at least you made it.
It's one of those shrine things. So if I die, I'll come back here, hopefully.
Yeah, that's how these things work.
I can level up. I can change my spirit. I can receive Kodama's blessing. I don't fucking know what that means. It's currently off. Claim DLC items. Definitely gonna get on that shit. Make offering. Offer an item to the shrine to receive. I'm assuming those are the souls. Amrita or whatever. Let's try this.
This is the halfway point. The game doesn't save until the mission ends, which is very clear. So does that mean we have to beat the whole mission in order to save?
Oh no.
We can't just save anywhere? We can't just recover where we are? That can't be true. That's insane.
Oh.
Digi, what going on with BitChute? I don't know. Is this something happening? Is anything other than nothing happening with BitChute? Guys, please let us know. Do we really have to beat the level in order to save at all? Like, if we stopped playing right now, would we have to do this entire level again next time we played the game?
I don't know what any of these
Are you doing anything on it? I'm not doing anything on BitChute at the moment. You save at a shrine? This is a shrine. We were told that we would respawn here, but not necessarily that we could save here, is what it sounded like people were saying. No, just exit the game at the shrine. Is there an exit game button at the shrine?
I didn't see. I don't know what to spend the points on, so I'm not gonna level up because I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. Child's Blessing. Feature cannot be offline. Claim DLC. This ability has not been unlocked. Make offering. No, there's nothing here like that.
Well, what does receiving Kodama's blessing mean?
I don't know. Increases amount of damage.
Looks like you can do a warrior blessing.
Increases armor drop rate by 1%. Whoa!
So you just pay 100 gold and you get a thing for a while, I guess.
Okay.
Probably just lasts until you die or something.
Probably.
What about the offering?
That was just to get souls in exchange for items. Well, fuck.
The game saves on the shrine.
So it saves automatically then?
I just Googled it. Yeah, I think it saves when you get to a shrine.
Alright.
Yeah, look, you can see the little load bar at the bottom, the little save bar. So I think we're good. See if there's a quick game in the menu, because that'll probably warn you if it was different.
I think there really is a menu. I keep hitting that fucking button. Titles.
All the way on the right. It would be that gear.
System.
Return to title screen. Might as well go for it and then see if we can get back.
I hit no. Is God telling me something? Dude, if I lost all my shit, I'm gonna be pretty sad.
Yeah.
That was a hard-earned victory.
Well, we are 2.5 hours deep into this thing.
Don't tell me that. Tell me that after I've proven I still have progress. How to continue? Where am I gonna be? Man, if I'm not at that second save, I'm gonna be.
Digi, is Kratom legal in your state? What is that? What is Kratom?
I have no idea. What are we
Oh
doing?
boy, you should look it up. Apparently they have it here according to Exotic.
Alright,
Movie.
we're where I was. It's all good.
Thank God.
Alright, I guess we're done. We done?
Yeah. I have run out of stuff to talk about. We're down to 75 viewers. I think we burned away all the people who were who were hoping to see more Crippled Jesus discussion. Oh, that went really well. I'm really happy that literally all the discussion was just people making fun of him. Good times.
Okie doke.
Apparently, Kratom is some kind of relaxant recommended for people coming off narcotics.
Fun. We got some bits. I guess it's time to go. I guess we're done. Next time on Game Grumps.
More Neo. Seems like fun. Seems like you're having a good time. I'll probably play this game at some point off screen. Cause I'm curious. It's interesting. I feel like it is, in spite of having so many of the same mechanics as Dark Souls, I feel like it is fundamentally trying to do something very different. And I'm interested in fully understanding that.
Cool. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Thanks for watching another I Am Games production. Make sure to give us some of your I Am Games money at the I Am Games links below. And remember, be the games.
Discord.
Join the Discord. Remember, be the games you want to see.
I Am Games.
Have a good day.
I Am Games.